Right, and we are live. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm Stuart from NetReady, and this is MLM for CEOs, the channel that is aimed at providing key insights to company owners operating within this lucrative multi-level marketing space. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking about MLM product range and why less is more. Here to join me and unpack all this information is a dear friend of mine. He is an authority within the multi-level marketing space. His name is Richard Sletcher.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well.
Sure.
Going well.
Hey, what a beautiful morning. I mean, we're sitting here in our studio in Cape Town. Does life get better?
Yes, this place is beautiful. Hey? You know, you drive. Was driving in and just looking up at that mountain, and it is really one of the great places in the world. I mean, I've been to a lot of countries, and I've yet to see somewhere that has this kind of beauty. You know? Anybody out there who wants a holiday, this is definitely extremely cheap to come to, and unbelievably beautiful. Yeah.
Is Cape Town tourism paying for that?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay,
but
right.
we can talk to them.
So, Richard, we're speaking about products within your range, the products that you launch with, the products that you then expand on. A number of my clients are coming to me saying, well, I just want to throw 30 products into the mix and then just see which one bites, and kind of throw mud against the wall, see what sticks. Same analogy. In your opinion, how many products should you launch with? Is less more?
Well, look, I made this mistake. When we started Acorn Kids, we had 4 products. We had a bubble bath, we had a shaving cream that color was different colors. We had it's like a slime to wash yourself with, and we had a powder that you put in the bath to make the bath different colors. 4 products. And we went out there and we started trading, and we built the business up fast. We got to 10,000 members. It was like cruising. And we discovered that we had about a 500 rands per member basket per month. That was the average. So the average was 500 rands per member in the basket per month. So I thought, well, the easy way to do this is we increase the product range.
Sure.
And then obviously if you've got more products, the basket size will go up. So we introduced a whole pile of products. We introduced a whole lot of new children's products. So we went from 4 products to like 10 products in the children's range. Then we created tweens range because we thought, well, some of our children are coming out of the Acorn Kids and getting to the sort of 10, 11 and starting to look at being tweens. They're in between their childhood and their teens, so they're the tweens thing. So nice. Between 7 and 12, we had a product range that was aimed at that, which is like children's. We had like fruity skin care products and like stuff geared for children.
Nice.
And then we thought, well, what are the moms doing? So we put this entire range of products together for the moms as well. And our idea was, okay, we're in the family. Let's target the children and the tweens and the moms and the dads. And we increased our basket to probably from 4 products to about 200 products.
Wow.
Over a period of about 18 months. I mean, I was just on a product acquisition frenzy.
Yeah.
We got it getting products formulated and labeled, and we're having fun with it. The crazy thing was our basket remained 500 rands per person per month. And what I realized is that the person's disposable income, we were getting it. That average of 500 rands didn't shift an inch. What we did see, though, that instead of getting 500 rands in children's products, that 500 rands was spread across the entire product range. Now, instead of only having 4 product ranges, 4 products to worry about on the shelves of the warehouse, suddenly I had 200 SKUs to deal with. Now I was having to hold stock for 200 SKUs. I was having to manage 200 SKUs. It was just a nightmare. So we went from having a really simple business, doing really good money, to having a really complex business, still doing the same money. Just all we did was complicate our lives.
Sure.
And so what I say to clients is that you have a look at some of the real success stories out there, and they don't have massive product lines. You take a company like Rainbow or Forvac.
Yeah.
These guys have got 1 product.
Yeah.
And they're making an absolute fortune on it. And you can go across, you can have a look at a lot of companies out there. You have people selling digital products. They've got a single digital product that they're just marketing. Especially annuity products that have got some sort of annuity component. So my kind of thinking is when I'm talking to the clients is, look, if you're going to introduce a product to the range, it has to be spectacular. You're not just throwing it to try and grab more of the basket. And then you must do that rarely. And when you do it, you must make an extremely big deal of it. It must be something where you build it up for months and where there's a launch date and where you do it at a big event and where you get all of your key players there and people flying from all over the country. And then you build it up and you do like a, pulling the cloth off the car thing,
nice.
Where you do a big reveal and everybody gets samples of the product in their goodie bag. And when you are going to bring a new product in, there has to be a really good reason to do it because you are going to complicate your life and you are not going to add to the basket size.
Yeah.
So reasons to do it would be, for example, we're going into a new region and there's a real need for product X in that region. And if we had that product, we could penetrate the market much more quickly.
Okay.
That could be a reason for doing it. I mean, if you identify a real burning desire that people have for a specific product within your market segment, then consider putting something in. But if you're just trying to grab more of the person's budget, it just doesn't happen.
Right. We've seen this time and time again is that when our clients introduce new products into the range, that there is only a certain amount of buying power from the network. But the other thing is that as you expand this range, you have to provide more training on the products. And
brochures.
For me to understand 4 products wholeheartedly, experiencing for myself and then go test them out of the market compared to 30 products, there's a lot more understanding and a lot more time that I have to put into understanding that full range. And for the network, they're not interested in that. They want to know, what is my basket of goods? This is manageable. This is understandable. I can go through these brochures and all that training material, and I know which customers like products 1 to 5. But 30 products, I mean, it becomes complicated for the market.
Well, that's exactly it. And the problem is that the owner of the companies very often is product-oriented. Okay? So what gets their engine revving is their product and their product range, and they are capable of developing new products and adding new products into the basket.
Sure.
And so their entire mindset is, okay, how do I expand the range? That's their mindset. They don't think of the knock-on effects, that you do need brochures and leaflets, that you do need training. You need to teach the guys how to sell this product. The fact that now that they're selling that product, they're no longer selling this product. And they were successfully selling this product. Now they're trying to learn how to sell a new product. And so you take their eye off this ball and you put it onto that ball. And so there's a whole catastrophe that happens behind launching a new product into your network. So from my perspective, it is really a case of, guys, focus on what you do and do it exceptionally well. And if you need to put a new product into the basket, there needs to be a really good reason. You need to have thought through it. You need to have discussed it with the network. You need to find out whether this thing is actually going to work for you.
Sure.
And then add it in,
whatever
that is.
In your opinion, what is the optimal number of products, the SKUs that you would launch with? Is it very dependent on the company? Is it dependent on the markets? Where you're launching? How you're launching? So how many and why? Why are you launching those?
Well, if I were to pick a product number, the optimum number would be 1.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so that would be the optimum number. So if I could get a product that has a reasonable margin, that has an annuity component, that is digital in nature, and where I don't need more than 1 of them, that for me is the gold ring. Or what you call the brass ring, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So that's what I would go for. If that is not an option, then I would look to see what is the minimum number of products I can put in my basket to make it compelling. I was listening to this talk by our friend Elon Musk, and he was saying the best part of a car is the part that you don't need.
Right.
And he goes through the vehicle on a regular basis to see what he can cut from the car. What have we got in this car that's not necessary? And the same thing should happen with your product range.
What did you recently cut? What was the example?
Well, there was a bar in the base of in the well of the car.
Yes.
Which he asked the team that was installing it, the entire production line had stopped. And it was because the welder that was putting this bar in had broken. So he went and said, what is that bar for? And they said, no, it's because of side impact. So he thought, well, what does that do? So he goes to the safety team and he says, what is that bar for? Oh, no, we took that out years ago. It's not supposed to be in there in the first place. So the entire production line comes to a stop because of a bar that shouldn't have been in there in the first place. And again, you need to be looking at your product range. And it's easy to analyze it. If you do a bubble chart, you can see which products you are selling, where you're selling a lot of them in the high value, and which ones you're selling very little of, and there's low value. And it's the old Pareto principle, it's 80-20. 20% of your products are responsible for 80% of your profit. And 80% of your products are responsible for 20% of your profit. So analyze your products and ditch everything that is not profitable. Just get it out of there. Do a big special on the products that are selling, that are doing well. Obviously strategize. Don't just go say, hey, we're cutting off our products. There needs to be a strategy on it and wean them off them slowly. But your goal should be focus on the products that are generating cash and forget about, because you take, let's say you've got 100 products on your list, and 80% of them, 80 products, you take out of your catalog. What does that do to your warehouse? What does that do to your logistics? What does that do to your online e-commerce store? What does that do to the amount of training that you need to do? What does that do to the focus of your network? All of those things are radically impacted. And so kind of my opinion is that less is more. And I think you said that when we started. Absolutely less is more, and we should be focusing on the winners and getting rid of the losers.
I love that advice for companies that currently have 100 SKUs, for them to assess their business and say, because I know the Pareto rule will apply. Pareto's law will apply here. That's 20% of the products are your top performers. So slowly start feeding the other 80 out so that you can optimize your business, focus your network's understanding and sales drive, and then you just optimize your business.
Exactly. And then also you focus your network. It's not just optimizing your business, you focus your network. Because if I'm confused, I say no, I don't sell at all. If I'm highly focused on a specific product, then I know exactly how to sell that product, what to say, when to say it, how to do it, how to get leads. Everything revolves around that. And it makes it a lot easier. And again, we've done the exercise. We had few products, basket was 500 rands. We had many products, basket was 500 rands. The more products didn't actually result in greater sales.
It just resulted in higher costs to run the business.
And we analyzed Acorn's data a little while ago, and it was actually quite amazing how the products that I launched with back in the day, 20 years ago, are still the top selling products by a long margin. And yet they've now got like 1,000 odd products in there, SKUs in there.
Wow.
So,
yeah. Okay. Well, that's beautiful, Richard. Thank you. I think we're coming into the close here. Any parting words on the why less is more concept? I mean, so we've got your optimal way of running a business is to have one product, a digital product. That actually, it surprised me, because I thought you were going to say about 5 products, physical products, but I can understand from a fulfillment side, you're actually cutting a lot of the noise out of the business when you have something like digital. You can hit economies of scale very easily. So I can see why that would be so appealing for you to launch a business.
Look, the big thing in closing, I mean, we're coming into land here. In closing, you need to look at the capital allocation here. Because if you've got 4 products, and let's say you're doing $1 million a month, okay, you need at least 2 months of turnover of any of those products. So maybe you've got, I don't know, 2 million rands worth of stock sitting, $2 million worth of stock sitting on the shelf. If you've got 200 products, each of those SKUs you need stock for. So your capital allocation just grows exponentially with the number of products you have. And then you don't know how many of these products you're going to sell. You have minimum orders and minimum quantities. So when you go to the manufacturer, they say to you, okay, yes, we'll sell you whatever face cream or whatever bath product or whatever, but you have to take 10,000 units in order to get a reasonable price. And so now you've got an allocation of capital that is totally unnecessary and doesn't further your cause at all, ties up your cash, takes money away from growing your business, takes space in the warehouse. Now you need more warehousing space. It's just, and you need more staff. I mean, it's just, there's incredible knock-on effect in terms of your capital allocation.
Yeah.
So kind of in closing, that would be my sort of closing remark, is that, hey, don't complicate your life and keep your pennies for growing the network.
Sure.
You know, and don't be tempted. It's just like this temptation to
It's too
build.
easy. Yeah.
And it's wonderful, it's fun, it's exciting, and you're coming up with the names and the designs, and you've got the art department involved, and it's formulations, and everybody's trying the product out, and it creates hype and excitement, and all of the rest of it doesn't further your business an ounce.
Yeah. It doesn't sell one product yet.
No.
What sells a product is growing the network.
Yes.
That's where you need to focus.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
There you go.
Everybody out there, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for dedicating your time to Richard and I. Please follow us on all of our social channels. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify. When you're sitting in traffic with nothing else to do, listen to Richard and I. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you got such an amazing voice, Richard.
Very funny.
We're also on LinkedIn and we're on Facebook. So follow us on all of our channels. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Cheers, bye.